How are we doing today, ladies and gentlemen? And we are back with another Cubs daily video hosted by me, Steven Ryan. I appreciate all of the support the last week as we've got this channel ramping and rolling, bringing you Cubs news on a daily basis. Lots of news to get to. If you want the one-stop shop to get all your Cubs information, opinions, rankings from the fans, the community, this is the place. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below. Where's your favorite place to sit at Wrigley? Is it the bleachers? Is it behind home plate? The lower level? The upper deck? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear from everybody. So let's hop into today's festivities. We've got ourselves some news. I just learned today that Javier Assad will not be making the trip to Japan and will likely not be ready for the domestic day opener as well. Odds are the Cubs will put him on the injured list. I'm not sure if it's going to be the 15-day or the 60-day, but he will not be ready to go. Likely opening the door for either Colin Ray to take that fifth starter spot, or maybe Ben Brown or Jordan Wicks. Not sure. I was also listening to the radio this morning where, Bruce Levine was talking about how the AAA might be starting with Ben Brown and Jordan Wicks as their front starters, which would be incredible. Just shows the amount of depth that this Cubs team has developed over the past few years. But I would like to see one of those young guys get the shot at the fifth starter. But either way, if Colin Ray is dealing, that's who's going to get the gig. So, unfortunately, Javier will not be ready. And Javier has had a lot of great success for the Cubs over the past few years. Lots of strong starts with the sub-3 ERA. But he's got to get right. We need him to be healthy for that playoff push, whether he's our fifth starter or he will be, our long reliever in that sense. Another segment I will be starting here at least once a week until the regular season begins. We're going to do a schedule breakdown. Let's talk about the first month here for the Cubs. It is going to be a brutal stretch. So if the Cubs are a little below 500, I wouldn't be all too worried. It's not about how you play in April. It's about how you play in September, right? Let's take a look here for breaking down the first month of the Cubs schedule. You see it right here, ladies and gentlemen. There are 3 games in Arizona to start the domestic day. Obviously, we go to Japan to play the Dodgers. That is going to be a very, very tough schedule to start. Arizona's a very good ball club. They were playing for the postseason. They just made the World Series 2 years ago. So the NL West is loaded with talent. The only, lower-end team in the NL West is the Rockies for sure. We know the Padres are strapped. The Rangers, who you see right here on the 7th, 8th, and 9th at Wrigley, they just won a World Series against those Diamondbacks literally 2 seasons ago. The Cubs do catch a little break after Arizona traveling to Las Vegas, where the Athletics are residing these days, but it gets brutal, right? You got the Padres, who have excellent talent across the board. The Rangers, you know that they can hit with Simeon, Seager, and Adolis Garcia. Lots of talent there. Evan Carter as well. Obviously, we know the work that the Dodgers preside. We got 5 games against the Dodgers. We got 7 games against the Dodgers, in the first 30 games. That is the defending World Series champions. I would like to say it's a nice barometer for this Cubs team. But again, I've seen it before. The Cubs can defeat people in April. That doesn't mean you're going to be facing that exact same team in October. So you want to see the Cubs do well here, obviously. I don't want to look too far into it, though, So hopefully we can get out of this stretch here a little bit over 500. Again, going to LA is going to be tough. You got 3 with the Padres on the road and 3 with the Padres at home. You got that home staggered schedule. I'm looking towards the end of that month, guys, with the Phillies as well. The Phillies are going to come out hot in this series. You know that they're going to play the Cubs tough. So the Cubs are going to have to play some good baseball off the rip. And honestly, ladies and gentlemen, I think it is going to start with the gentleman we are going to talk about next year, and that is Pete Crow Armstrong, okay? Pete Crow Armstrong is absolutely tearing it up this spring, hitting well over 400, has a 1,300 OPS. That's on-base plus slugging. For those of you that are new to on-base plus slugging, ideally over a season, if someone has over 1,000, they're having a really, really good season. 1,100, amazing. 1,200 Hall of Fame. He's hitting above 1,300 on the OPS right now. I don't expect that to stick, but if PCA gives us anything above 800, it's a major plus for this Cubs team, okay? Last year, he He had a 2.7 WAR, basically on defense alone. His defense was just that good at preventing runs and holding runners aboard first base that it awarded him 2.7. Okay? Imagine if his bat comes along with it and contributes to that as well. He could very well easily be a 5 WAR player. If not, maybe 6 or 7. The dream for PCA is 8 or 9. But again, we'll hold our horses. It's about the progression with this young man. What do I expect from PCA? I did mention that a little bit in another video, but I expect to see more pop from him. More doubles, steals, triples, etc., etc. Taking better approaches at the plate, right? Maybe taking a few more pitches as well. Looking for his pitch to strike. I really, really hope in a dream scenario that Pete Crow Armstrong eventually ends up being our leadoff hitter. I know Ian Happ is a very, very solid leadoff hitter, but I really think Ian's much better served on this roster batting 5th, 6th, or 7th, kind of bringing that balance to this Cubs team. So if PCA can develop the patience, the eye, and the on-base ability, there's no reason that he should not be getting the leadoff look for this Cubs team. I know you don't want to dive necessarily into a speed guy, but if Pete Crow can get on base at a 38, 39, 40% clip, he's going to get on first. Odds are he will steal second. And just like that, the Cubs will have runners in scoring position for their big boppers like Kyle Tucker and Seiya Suzuki. So I really do hope to see the flourishingness of Mr. Pete Crow Armstrong this year. And it's obviously this spring, he's looking so much more comfortable at the plate. I've seen him go the other way with the ball. He's, making better contact. He's squaring the ball up more. He understands that, if you hit the ball right, it's going to go the right amount of distance. So it's very exciting to see this next step in Pete Crow Armstrong's development. So I'm excited for the regular season. It's only a few weeks away, ladies and gentlemen. So let's go. Now, we haven't even talked about him on this channel yet, but the Cubs, we're going to talk about their biggest transaction this offseason, and that was Kyle Tucker. And what does Kyle Tucker mean to this team, and how far can they go with Kyle Tucker? Well, I will say this. The Cubs have won 83 games the past 2 years. They've been fighting for that wild card spot each of those seasons. And honestly, ladies and gentlemen, I think this one bat can put them over into the playoff hump. I'm not sure about the World Series hump. I would love another superstar bat to complement that, especially when you're playing teams like the Phillies and the Dodgers and even the Padres potentially, especially the Braves. Like, those are just 4 teams with more star power, in my opinion, than the Cubs already. But either way, you'll love to see this. This is what Kyle Tucker right here is going to be bringing to the Cubs. You see his home runs there. He only hit 9 in 2020. Just remember, ladies and gentlemen, that was only a 60-game season. So if you roughly triple that, that's 27 home runs, 837 OPS, 917 OPS the next 2 years. Look at that. All over 800 OPS, which is exactly what you want to see, ladies and gentlemen, from your power hitter. 30 home runs, 29 home runs. And last year, if he wasn't hurt, he would have been a home run. Just ignore, he wasn't traded to the Cubs in 2024. Actually, he technically was, I believe. I think they did trade for him in 2024, but not during the 2024 season. He was an Astro for that year. But either way, Kyle Tucker, ladies and gentlemen, is going to absolutely bring the hammer for the Cubs. Going to bat third in this lineup and hopefully provide us with the offensive spark that we need that supports our pitching staff. Because last year, it was like this, right? The offense was great in the first half, but our pitching could not hold the lead. Then our pitching became really solid, and then our offense struggled. It's going to happen, of course, over a 162-game year, but we need to see more balance across the board, right? Can the Cubs score 4 to 5 runs every game? If they can do that, they will win a lot of baseball games. No doubt about it. The pitching is good enough, and I think Mr. Craig Counsell really has this team ready to go. I think he's a really good manager. I know people were a little more upset with him last year, but he can't go out there and throw the pitches, ladies and gentlemen. He can only put his players in the right position to succeed, and honestly, the Cubs were starting to figure something out there at the end, so hopefully it just starts from the jump this year. There's no September struggle. There's no April-May struggle. I know we did just break down that schedule, and there could be an April struggle, but I think the Cubs will come out close to 500, if not over 500, during that stretch. Like I said before, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your favorite place to sit at Wrigley, and also, after you check out this video, let me know what you guys think of Kyle Tucker. Should we extend him? I'm a big proponent of yes. I think we should absolutely send him whatever contract he wants and match it. Let me know what you guys would pay for Kyle Tucker. I hope everyone enjoyed the video. I will see you all tomorrow. Peace.